Some of the pros are helps develop a love of learning, develops a positive association with books, strengthens the bond between parent and child, enhances children's social skills, provides coping strategies during time of stress and tragedy, offers children an opportunity to practice and listen. So as you can see, there are a multitude of reasons as to why early literacy is imperative for students to have, and we should be intentional with infusing that into our students. There are no cons to early literacy. That's one of the best things about this literacy trend. There is nothing negative that can be said about introducing students to learning, to reading, to books, as early as in the womb, some people will say. So I was asked to answer the question, why do I love early literacy? One, I'm a pre-K teacher, so you cannot help but to love early literacy. And I will say it is amazing to see students enter into my classroom in pre-K where there is not necessarily the stress of they have to know, that kind of thing that they will receive as soon as they hit kindergarten. And so to see students enter into my classroom with very little knowledge, or even if they had a great deal of knowledge, but to see how when they're having intentional learning moments that are developmentally appropriate, how you're able to move them along. And a student who would have struggled in kindergarten, they're now doing well because of the instruction they received in a pre-K classroom. And so when I think of early literacy, the sooner the better. And so that's why I love it, because when you look at statistics with achievement gap and all of those different things with minority students or socioeconomic disadvantaged students, a lot of the times it goes back to what they received as they were growing up and whether it was intentional during that 0 to 5 years. So that is basically what I have written up here. As I have taken this course to acquire my master's in reading instruction, I have found that our students come in behind when they have not received early literacy. A student can be expected to struggle in school if they enter into kindergarten never being intentionally exposed or introduced to letter, print, sound, etc. At the same time, students who do receive intentional learning experiences statistically are greater prepared academically to succeed in school. So that is why I love early literacy, because it gives those students who would be at a disadvantage a chance to catch up, and it also gives those all students a head start, a boost to do well academically. International approach to early literacy. I looked to just find some specifics, and there was a great article about early literacy field study that took place in Uganda and Kenya, and how they were intentional about infusing their case study with early literacy practices, and they were able to see specific growth in the area of written and oral literacy. And they quoted, "We find that the treatment increased written and oral literacy in Uganda by around 20% of a standard deviation. In Kenya, it had a smaller effect of 8% of a standard deviation on oral literacy. This field study showed that early grade test scores can be affected by school-based investments as it relates to instructional inputs." And so that shows that if we value early literacy as a school, as a community, as a nation, that we will see effects globally, worldwide. And it just, again, substantiates that early literacy is a focus that needs to be had as we look into propelling education in our students. Differentiation for a variety of learners. Differentiation is a big thing right now, big buzzword, and so I think we are given a lot of different skills and strategies how to differentiate for our students. And so I wanted to also give the benefits of using differentiation and how this can look in a classroom as opposed to just necessarily giving you differentiation strategies. So some things that you can do so you can even understand how you should begin to differentiate among your students is to get to know them get to know as much as possible about each student. Have high expectations for all students. Have a variety of research-based instructional strategies at hand. Use ongoing assessment to guide instruction. provide multiple types of assessment, differentiate homework, collaborate, use flexible grouping, make content comprehensible for all students. I think as teachers, we're giving tools and strategies to differentiate, but these are some different things that we can do to differentiate our own thinking and our own approach so that our differentiation tools and strategies are effective. Reading and writing strategies, they go hand in hand. Reading strategies include modeling, immediate corrective feedback, repeated reading, a variety of reading opportunities. Some writing strategies, again, are modeling, drawing / making marks, drawing pictures to express their thoughts, copying words, writing words using their phonetic understanding, opportunities to apply writing. And overall, a big strategy to use with your early literacy focus and with those students is to talk aloud as much as you can, because we're modeling thinking and understanding for our students. These are a couple of fun technology links to build phonemic awareness. I'm going to click on a couple so that you can see just an example of one. Big fun, big fun.
Help power up Muggo's friend-making machine. Click on the picture that starts with the sound you hear. Then move it to the center. Find the picture that starts with ya.
And you see that it models the sound. It's that phonemic awareness piece of them listening to the sound. They don't have to necessarily know
the picture that
why,
starts with ya.
But they hear ya, so they can say the words yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Good, yo-yo.
Jack and the yo-yo.
And you move it there. And then
find the picture that starts with J.
It's saying it, and then it's even saying what the picture is for those students who don't know.
Line.
And they can hear it, which even for your ELL
find the
students,
picture that starts with J.
It's good for your ELL students because of that vocabulary piece.
Jet.
They hear jet, and they can say, oh, that's jet. So again, this is
find
one resource that can be used. And the other two links are pretty much, they have that same kind of idea. So I encourage you to visit them at your own leisure. Did you know, here's a couple of cool little did you know quotes or questions. And this one, again, it goes back, we kind of restated it, but I wanted to restate it again. The brain develops faster than any other time between the ages of 0 and 3. Because of this, it's important to foster literacy during the early stages of life. If children are not stimulated, if they're not read to, if they're not engaged, if they're not asked questions, their brains actually atrophy. There's real opportunity in providing parents with books and encouragement to read to their children regularly, sing with their children, engage their children in conversation. And I thought this was important to put in. Yes, educators, we know some of these different things just because we are immersed in this, but this really places a big focus on educating our parents as well so that they are equipped to begin these early literacy intentions at home, even if they're not doing flashcards or this and that. Just engaging their child, reading to their child, singing to their child, all of those different things help begin and foster that early literacy. And my ending quote is, opportunities to build vocabularies and literacy-rich environments are the most effective ways to support the development of pre-reading and cognitive skills that ensure that children are prepared for success in school, including grade-level reading and throughout life. So if we want to build successful students, we have to see them as students as early as 0. As opposed to at 5 or 6 or 7 when they're already in school, because 6-7 years, that 0 to 5, those vital years, that window of opportunity is wide open for so much learning to take place and so much building blocks that they will need to be successful in school. Here are my references. And that is the end of my presentation. I hope that you enjoyed and that you were thoroughly informed. Thank you so much for viewing.